Eduard,
So stepping into the spotlight here at the National Tennis Center in Astana is Eduard Yakushev, experienced campaigner in World Series boxing. Experience stemming from season 2. He's amassed a 10-fight record to this point in his career. 8 victories, just 2 defeats. Preparing his second outing of season 5, having made his first appearance only in the last bout for Russia in the quarterfinals, where he was a victor over the Italia Thunder's Simone Fiori. Very accomplished switch hitter is Yakushev. Fair amount of pop in his punches as well. He prepares for his second outing, season 5 campaign, and hoping to stem the ignominy of a whitewash. 3 bouts completed in his semi-final second leg, and all 3 have gone in favor of the home team Astana Arlands. Here's a man at the opposite end of the experience spectrum for the Astana Arlands, Kazakhstan. Nurdaulet Zharmanov, 25 years of age, highly accomplished Aiba boxer, but making his first appearance in the 5-round team format of World Series boxing. Given the status of this match, sure that there could be many more favorable circumstances than those in which he currently finds himself. His semi-final second leg is won. The semi-final overall is won. His team are through to the final regardless of the outcome. So perhaps that type of status will allow him to relax and demonstrate his full wares here on his first outing in his team competition. Eduard, Argentina, is a referee. I'm sure he'll be hoping for a less dramatic contest than he had when officiating the heavyweight bout in the semi-final first leg. Disqualified the Russian boxer for frequent and incessant fouling. So the 81-kilogram light heavyweight contest is underway in this semi-final second leg. And the man wearing black trunks trimmed with gold made a very bright start with effective use of the right hand. That's Nurdaulet Zharmanov. He stood at 1.84 meters, just a shade over 6 feet tall. His opponent, Eduard Yakushev, competing in his second outing here in WSB Season 5. But what an outing it was. More right-hand success from Jarmanov. Yakushev operating out of the southpaw stance right now, but against Fiori in his quarter-final victory, he did demonstrate the ability to switch hit, as he has done throughout his boxing career. Very accomplished boxer indeed. He didn't display or betray any sign of ring rust as he takes a beautiful right hand from Zharmanov. Just keen to hold on, allow his head to clear after being buzzed by that shot. But he didn't display any signs of ring rust. Yakushev, deep into Season 5, is when he made his first outing of this campaign. He boxed really effectively against Simone Fiori of the Italia Thunder. Left-hand success for Yakushev. To the 11th fight in his long-running World Series boxing career here tonight. And just 2 defeats. Crashing through with that left hand out of the southpaw stance. That wasn't too far away. His 2 defeats came the first in season 2 against Ludovic Brugge, the Frenchman representing what was then the Milano Thunder. And that's when this Russian team were in the incarnation of Dynamo Moscow. And the only other losses against the capable Sergei Kuzmin, who was boxing for the Poland Hussars. Later missed badly that time on Yakushev and then made to pay as Zharmanov pursued him across the ring and helped himself to a right hand. Skillful encounter this. No sign of nerves being betrayed. Good clipping right hand on the inside by Yakushev, but no sign of nerves being exhibited by Zharmanov. Right hand pot shot again wasn't too far away from the Kazakh boxer. Competitive opening round of boxing. Eye-catching punches scored by Nurdaulet Zharmanov. Good movement exhibited as well. You didn't know it would be difficult to decipher the debutant during the course of that opening round. Very competitive indeed. Yakushev having success with cuffing shots on the inside. Hooks were very effective weapons in his arsenal. But Zharmanov was taking the opening round across the board, 10-9 for all of the scoring judges.
Seconds out. Round 2, Yakушев.
Round 2 of this 81-kilogram light heavyweight contest. Sharp left hand being delivered, right hand being delivered. Rather that orthodox stance by Zharmanov. Very quick puncher indeed, particularly with that straight right hand. Speculative right uppercut launched from somewhere down by his kneecap from Yakushev. Surprisingly, didn't connect. Sharp right hand once again in evidence from Zharmanov. Not really sitting down on the shot, but it's so quick from that orthodox stance. There it is once more. Terrific punch. And again, traditionalists will tell you that is a wonderful antidote to a southpaw stance, the straight right hand. And Zharmanov using it fantastically so far in this second round. Zharmanov, the national champion back in 2013. In 4 bouts over the course of a 6-day tournament to claim that national title. As a measure of revenge over Darren Yakushev, who beat him in the 2011 middleweight tournament at the semi-final stage. So he was a bronze medalist in that particular national championships. Unable to retain his title though, losing in the final last year to Armen Ristbek at the final stage. So silver medalist in the national championships, but again, coming from a boxing-rich nation such as Kazakhstan, the fact that he's always in the mix gives you an idea of the level of talent that this young man possesses. And he's taken to the World Series boxing 5-round format very well indeed to this point. Of course, we're still only in round 2. And it will be interesting to see how he copes with the unknown territory of rounds 4 and 5, should it go that far. Yakushev is a respectable puncher, even though he hasn't had much accuracy with the shots that he's let go to this point in the contest, or this point in round 2. Consistently being beaten to the punch from both the left and right flanks by Zharmanov. Having some success with cuffing blows at mid and short range. But when it's at distance, Here's a good left hand and followed it up with a right as the two boxers falling away from the clinch. Perhaps a break in concentration there from Zharmanov. 10-second clapper sounds in this second round. So some of the action from that second stanza. Some beautiful work with the right hand employed earlier on by Zharmanov. But it's Yakushev who has taken it to tie things up. 1 round apiece after 2 completed rounds of boxing.
Seconds out. Round 3, machine shot.
So we move into the third round. Eduard Yakushev wearing the white trunks trimmed with black. Took the second round for all 3 of the scoring judges. Long left hand was an effective shot. Boxed exclusively out of the southpaw stance tonight, Yakushev. He's demonstrated the ability to switch with aplomb throughout his World Series boxing career. Right hand over the top from Zharmanov brings a round of applause from the crowd. Not quite a cross-arm defense, but tucking up in the manner of old-school fighters, Yakushev. Almost as though he's threatening to exhibit the shoulder roll as he got through with a good right uppercut and cuffing left hand. Shoulder roll is demonstrated by George Benton, great Philadelphia middleweight. Moore used to employ a cross-arm defense. Kenny Morton used to employ similar type of cross-arm crouching defense as well when he came forward. A man nicknamed Hercules, who had a brief stint as WBC heavyweight champion of the world. He was most certainly one of the pivotal members of that fabulous clutch of heavyweights from the golden era of the 1970s. So lots of mauling in evidence here as this contest is progressing. And one has to wonder if it becomes a physical contest, whether that will favor Yakushev. He's certainly a solid citizen at 81 kilograms. Not wishing to state the obvious, both these men will be at the same fighting weight, but the manner in which he's put together, big, broad back, muscular legs as well, suggest that he may well be better equipped for that type of inside work, whereas Zharmanov in the opening round, and indeed throughout portions of round number 2 as well, demonstrated his sharp shooting abilities from the outside. There's a left hand before the fighters fall into one another at close range once again. I just wonder if it does become this type of physical, attritional encounter, who will that favor? Hands being tied up by Yakushev, preventing Zharmanov from working away. We're deep into this third round. Remember, Zharmanov has yet to answer the bell for rounds 4 and 5 in his boxing career. Plenty of success on multi-nation podiums, just underlining his credentials in the AIBA phase of boxing, what used to be known as amateur boxing, over 3 3-minute rounds. But how will he cope with rounds 4 and 5? Because that is where we're heading after this 1-minute interval. To another competitive round of boxing in the third. Plenty of leaning on, plenty of mauling. How will the judges see that one? Well, It's Yakushev who has taken the third, so after conceding the opener, he's tilted the balance in his favor. And if round 3 is anything to go by, this contest is only going to become more physical. We pose the question, who will that favor? He appears to be better suited to inside work. What will round 4 reveal?
Round 4,
well, immediately following the similar pattern in which round 3 concluded this 4th session, leaning on, holding, arm locks being employed. Yakushev looking towards a referee, neither man taking the opportunity to work away. Gerard Popo from Argentina is given the opportunity to do so. Becoming increasingly ugly, this one. But both men showing a reluctance or an inability to fight at close range. Good left hand out of the southpaw stance, and really Zharmanov becoming increasingly ragged now. And for the first time, he's being driven backwards. Cuffing right hand towards the back of the ear from Yakushev. Remember, he's tilted the balance in his favor, conceded the opening round, 10-9 across the board, but then took rounds 2 and 3 for all of the scoring judges. Again, the bull rushes of Yakushev appear to be causing Zharmanov some distress. The bodies continue to crash together at center ring. And Zharmanov, his punch rate, well, it's dropped. He's not able to get to the distance he wants. Fired an arcing right hand there at mid-range, but then this is where the action is taking place. I call it action. Perhaps a wrong use of adjective there, because it's action of a type, but it's certainly not with punching. It's beginning to resemble Greco-Roman wrestling, this one. Plenty of grappling and mauling at close range, testing the strength of one another. But the punch output has dropped dramatically. The crowd trying to get something to cheer about. But after that brief period of success for Zharmanov, his head was snapped back by 2 straight shots from Yakushev, who continues to maraud his way forwards and bulldoze his man into the ropes. Zharmanov, well, we posed the question of how he's going to cope with round 4, and he appears to be a fighter who is wilting as this contest progresses. The heads came together violently there. We talk about pacing when you're preparing for a distance you've never done before. There appears to be a trace of blood. Is that a trace of blood on the left eyebrow of Zharmanov? We'll keep an eye on it. He's going through significant uncomfortable moments here. Punch output has dropped, his movement's not as fluid, and where is that rapier-like right hand he used to such terrific effect in rounds 1 and 2? Both boxers really feeling the pace of what has become a physical affair in the 81-kilogram light heavyweight division. Notable exchange, straight shot successful Zharmanov, but straight back came Yakushev. He has opened up a 2-point margin with 1 round of boxing to go. Could Russia be on the cusp of securing their first victory in this semi-final here in this light heavyweight bout? Ashton Aralans, Adalbek Zimbatov, just to the second left of that screen. Fantastic light heavyweight.
Round 5 is in round.
So into the 5th and final round of this 81-kilogram light heavyweight bout. And in a fight with a home boxer, Nurdaulet Zharmanov is really feeling the pace, or appears to be really feeling the pace. Could Russia be on the verge of securing their first win of this semi-final? It's not going to make a difference to the outcome of the match, of course. But no athlete likes to see their team suffer one from what in tennis is known as a bagel. a donut, a clean sweep, whatever you want to call it. Getting something on the scoreboard. Always avoids the ignominy of being swept, and at least shows that you turned up. Make no mistake, the Russian boxing team have shown up, they've been competitive, but they haven't managed to secure a victory. They may do so here. 39-37, 2 points the margin for Yakushev coming into this fifth and final round. And again, the contest continues to be at close range and increasingly physical in nature. Look where the arms are of Zharmanov during the course of that clinch. No prospect of him freeing them up to be able to punch. And similarly, Yakushev's arms wrapped around the lats of his Kazakh adversary. So it could well come down to a decisive burst of punches, or indeed a single shot in the second half of this fifth and final round. There's an explosive burst to both body and head from Yakushev, but it's a very ugly contest, this one. Zharmanov glancing to his corner, perhaps inquiring as to how long there is to go, because he is really feeling the pace. And this is his first outing in the fifth round during the course of his boxing career. And for what it's worth, it's academic now, but if Russia did manage to force a tiebreak, had they taken all 5 bouts this afternoon, the tiebreaker, the sudden death bout, would have been in the 91-kilogram heavyweight division. But that, of course, ceased to be a possibility after the 52-kilogram flyweight bout of this semi-final second leg. Those boxers will have prepared, but they're not going to be called upon during the course of this afternoon. But Russia could well be on the verge of getting a win here. Very difficult to score this fifth and final round. Good right hand from Zharmanov. The crowd appreciates it. It's a furious finish by both boxers. Not very much in the way of accuracy, but both of them really feeling the pace. And the body language from the boxers suggests that Yakushev feels he has done enough. Weary-legged walk back to his corner from Zharmanov. And he was keen to get back there and just rest his arms on the ropes while having his gloves removed. Started very brightly indeed, did Zharmanov, national champion from 2013, remember. But as the contest progressed, his punch output dropped, his movement became more ragged, less dynamic. Yakushev was able to maul his way to what I feel will be a unanimous victory. It's going to be close depending on how that fifth and final round was scored. Given the fact he was leading by 2 points across the board coming into that fifth and final session, with little doubt that it is he who will be announced as the victor in just a few moments' time.
Judge 1, 46-49. Birinchi darajada 46-49. Judge 2, 46-49. Ikkinchi darajada 46-49. Judge 3, 46-49. Üçüncü darajada 46-49. Winner points by unanimous decision is blue color, Eduard Yakушев.
Well, it's the 9th bout, but for the first time during the course of this semi-final, we have seen the hand of a Russian boxer raised. Edward Yakushev, a unanimous points decision winner over Nurdaulet Jarmanov, the debutant for the Astana Arlans, Kazakhstan. He's the man, not so much that has let the slide down, but he's the man who has prevented a clean sweep being accomplished by the home team. But credit to Edward Yakushev, who has prevailed in a physical encounter by unanimous decision to give Russia their first win. 3-1 on the night, 8-1 on aggregate, with just the super heavyweights to come in this semi-final second leg.